Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on Link Up Podcast, and today I'll be predicting the round of 16 Champions League games. Before we get into it though, don't forget that like button and subscribe to the channel. Up first we have Copenhagen versus Man City. We'll start with Copenhagen first. They had a big surprise package in the Champions League, I think, in the groups. Qualified for the round of 16 with a group containing Bayern Munich, Man United and Galatasaray. Like, if you said that beforehand, that Copenhagen would get through to the round of 16, I think most people would have laughed at you, to be honest. Beat Man United 4-3 in that thrilling game. Drew 0-0 with Bayern at the Allianz as well, so they're well deserved to be in here, to be honest. They're no pushover as well. There'll be a difficult side to break down, I think. Even with Man City's attack, you know, they can falter sometimes, and if Copenhagen stay strong, you never know, could nick 1 or 2 goals. But going on to Man City, they won 6 out of 6 in their group. Haaland top goal scorer with 5 goals. Great squad with key players returning from injury like Haaland and De Bruyne. So that'll be key for them going into that game. I don't think they'll play a strong 11 in the first leg, definitely. But yeah, I think Man City will go far in this competition, to be honest, especially with them key players coming back in. Copenhagen, they should easily beat Copenhagen, to be honest, over 2 legs. So for me, going into that game, I'm going to say Man City qualify for that one. Pretty easy one. Right, going on to RB Leipzig versus Real Madrid. It's a great tie, to be honest. I like RB Leipzig. I think they're a good side. We played them a lot in the group stage, obviously, Man City. They won the games they should have, really, in the groups. They beat Real Sociedad Belgrade, Young Boys, home and away. So it's a standard, really. They lost to Man City home and away, but they gave a good game, to be honest. They went 2-0 up at the Etihad with Luis Opendia scoring 2 goals, so he could be a threat going forward for Leipzig in this game. But I don't see really them beating Real Madrid over 2 legs, to be honest. Real Madrid just have such a good squad. They won 6 out of 6 in their group, Real Madrid. Bellingham got 4 goals and 3 assists. Like, that man is on fire this year, playing in that cam/centre-forward role just behind Joselu. And yeah, he's just been amazing this year. I don't see him having any problems, to be honest, with Leipzig. Again, maybe that Luis Opendia, maybe he could cause a few problems for Real Madrid, but overall I think Real Madrid just have too strong of a squad, and I'm expecting them to be in and around the final for me this year. So yeah, in that one, Real Madrid to beat RB Leipzig. Going on to the next one, we have Lazio versus Bayern Munich. Lazio, I think they're a very average squad. They haven't really got any big names to shout about. I mean, they sold Milinkovic-Savic to Al Hilal in the summer. Ciro Immobile, I think that's sort of their main guy going forward in terms of getting their goals. I saw Pedro linking up in the group, so I think he scored one against Celtic at one point. But yeah, they didn't score more than 2 goals in a game, containing a group with Celtic and Feyenoord. I mean, they're the type of games you want to get your goal difference up in the group stage, to be honest. So yeah, that's not great going forward. Only 2 goals, well, maximum of 2 goals in a game. And they're currently sitting 9th in Serie A, so they're not really doing well domestically. And for that reason, I don't think they'll beat Bayern over the 2 legs, to be honest. Bayern, they won 5 out of their 6 games. I mean, you've got strikers like Harry Kane, Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry. Like, they're going to run riot, I think, against Lazio. Home and away, to be honest. Got such a strong squad all over. As we covered in the recent video, they've been improving their defence this year, and I think they could get into the semi-finals or further, to be honest. I don't think they'll go all the way, personally, but they've still got a strong squad, and possibly they could get to a final. But overall in this game, I think Bayern Munich will easily beat Lazio in this one, home and away. Going on to the next one now. I think it's a really good clash, this one. PSG versus Real Sociedad. PSG got the joint lowest qualification points out of the group stage alongside Copenhagen, who got 8 points as well. They lost 4-1 to Newcastle, 2-1 to AC Milan, and got a controversial penalty as well against Newcastle, having drawn with them 1-1 in, I think it was a 93rd minute penalty they got. That was it was very controversial with Livramento handball. But they still have got that talented squad. You can never rule them out. They've got Mbappe, Dembele, Kolo Muani. Like, it's such a big squad and such a good squad to watch. And yeah, they can definitely harm Sociedad going forward, but it's just that defence, it seems very shaky. Personally, I think for me, Gianluigi Donnarumma is very overrated. I don't really think he's the goalkeeper everyone thought he was going to be when he was at AC Milan. And yeah, I don't really rate PSG in terms of defending, to be honest. So we go on to Real Sociedad. They've got a very strong squad. They've got likes of Oyarzabal, Kubo, Mikel Merino, all capable of hurting PSG, to be honest. Very good defensive team as well. Only conceded 2 goals in the group stage, which is the lowest of all teams that qualified in the round of 16. So that tells you all you need to know. You know, they've got a great squad, strong in defence, hard to break down, and that reflects domestically as well. Alex Romero having kept 11 clean sheets in the league, which is the joint most in La Liga. PSG may find it hard to break them down with their great attack. You know, I think it's going to be like a counter-attacking game for Real Sociedad. They're gonna try catch them on the break, which is ideal, to be honest, because you don't really want to be going all guns blazing against PSG when they've got that attack. So yeah, for me, it's a big call. But I'm going to go Real Sociedad with this one. PSG have a history of just not cutting it in the Champions League, and I feel like their squad's still in transition. They're still getting their players together. Luis Enrique hasn't really, stamped his mark in that team just yet, and I just feel like they're a team in transition. And Real Sociedad, they look great domestically, really good in the Champions League, very good defensively. So I'm going to put my neck on the line here, and I'm going Real Sociedad to beat PSG. On to the next one, we have Inter Milan versus Atletico Madrid. Finished joint on points with Real Sociedad in their group, Inter Milan. Lautaro Martinez has been in great form this season in Serie A. He's got 19 goals and 2 assists in 19 starts. Like, that is mental. Like, I think for the past few years we've known him as not a big game player, misses them big chances, but this year he seems to be firing all cylinders. He's playing amazingly this year. And overall, they just have a great team. They've got to the Champions League last year, so you can't forget that. They've still got a squad that can get to them sort of key stages. And for me, they're a team to watch out for, to be honest. They're quite underestimated, but I think they'll give Atletico a good game, to be honest. Going on to Atletico anyway. Top their group with 14 points out of a possible 18, which is very good. Griezmann and Morata both scored 5 goals in the group, so they're very good going forward. And as I said before, Morata, he's been amazing again this year. He's started to be a reliable striker. It's just sort of come of age with him, because before, he'd miss all them big chances. People say he's unreliable, but as he's got older, he's just he's toned up on his finishing, his composure, and he's doing really, really well this year. Samuelino as well has been a threat on that left-hand side. He's got 3 assists as well. So Atletico is sort of like a complete different season for them. They're going forward a lot, scoring a lot of goals, which is unlike really a Simeone side, to be honest. For me, I fancy Atletico to beat Inter Milan. It's going to be a really, really close 2 legs, I think. But I just feel Atletico will just squeeze by in this one. They've just got that attack that looks really good. As I said, Griezmann, Morata. So yeah, for me, I'm going to go with Atletico Madrid to beat Inter Milan. On to the next one, we have PSV versus Dortmund. PSV, we'll start with them. Finished second behind Arsenal in their group. Got some good results. Got a 1-1 draw with Arsenal at home. Beat Sevilla 3-2 away as well, which is no easy feat. It's a really good result, even despite Sevilla's poor season at the moment. Got good players like Bakayoko, Lozano, Noah Lang that can all cause problems. Obviously, they've got Luke de Jong up top as well, so he's got that experience. And yeah, they've got an okay side. They're decent, but they're coming up against a really, really good Dortmund side, I feel. Top their group with the group of death, really. With PSG, Newcastle, AC Milan. They beat Newcastle home and away and kept clean sheets in both. That says a lot, to be honest. That's a great record for Dortmund. And for Dortmund, I think they've always had that shaky defence, they're a defence that can be got at. But this year, they seem to be toned it up a little bit more. And obviously they're adding them attacking players like Jadon Sancho's just come in, Ian Maatsen as well. So in the Champions League, certainly, they're doing really well defensively. And for me, yeah, I can definitely see them cruising past PSV in this one. So yeah, PSV versus Dortmund, I've gone with Dortmund. Up next, we have FC Porto versus Arsenal. FC Porto finished second in their group, joint on points with Barcelona. They're very unlucky as they went second on goals conceded because they conceded more than Barca. Venderson Gallardo possesses a big threat up top going forward for Porto. He's got 4 goals and 3 assists in the group stage, and he's been playing really well off that left-hand side. And they've got a capability of pulling off a few shots. I wouldn't be surprised if they get 2 or 3 goals in this tie. They've got that attack going forward. Porto always a round of 16 quarter-final Champions League sort of team, to be honest. They're always in and around there. And I feel they've got a decent little squad, to be honest. But going on to Arsenal, they've been great this season. Only conceded 4 goals in the group stage. And obviously they'll be strong going forward with the likes of, Saka, Martinelli, obviously who hasn't been great this season, but, he possesses that ability. You've got Gabriel Jesus, Ødegaard just behind. Obviously Rice as well chips in with a few goals. And yeah, I think this could be the year where Arsenal go deep into a Champions League run. They could go quarters, semi-finals. And I think this will be the start of something good. Obviously, they've got such a young squad, so they'll be in and around the Champions League for at least 3-4 years, I believe. And for me, yeah, I'll go with Arsenal with this one. I know it'd be difficult over the 2 legs. I feel Porto could do something at home, but away from home at the Emirates, there's no chance. I think Arsenal will just cruise by them, to be honest, at the Emirates. So for me, if Porto were to get something, it would be at the home leg. But overall, I've gone with Arsenal to beat Porto. And last but not least, we have Napoli versus Barcelona. Napoli, they finished second in their group, which contained Real Madrid. Very strong squad, which have the capability to go far. You've got the likes of Osimhen, Kvaratskhelia, big names. But they're not in the same form as they were last year. They've been patchy. Osimhen seems like he misses a lot of chances recently, especially in the AFCON as well. I've seen a lot of highlights where he's been, missing a lot of big chances, and he's one of them strikers at the moment where he needs 3 or 4 chances to score 1 goal. And in this type of in the Champions League, you need to score every chance you get, really, especially against the likes of Barcelona. So with Napoli, I'm not too sure about this one for them. But going on to Barcelona, obviously they finished top of their group level with Porto. Just about got top, to be honest. Good squad with plenty of depth. They've got positions, especially up front in attacking areas. They've got so much depth in there. But I still feel they're not cut out for the big games. They've still got a bit of flakiness to them. We saw that in Europa League last year and this year as well in the Champions League. They've not been, blowing teams away like they should be. Especially with like Lewandowski. They've got big names in there. Frankie de Jong. So overall, I think Barcelona will just squeeze by in this. They'll just squeeze by, but I don't think they'll get further than the quarterfinals, to be honest. Just because of that team, it's just so young as well. We forget how young that team is with their key players: Gavi, Pedri, Balde as well at left back. They're all really young, their key players. So give them a few more years, and I think they'll be up there again. But I feel like in this one, Barcelona will just squeeze by and beat Napoli. That is that for that video, guys. Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments down below. Any ones we got wrong, any ones we got right, again, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.